Okay, hello everybody. Let's take a look at the games I played today. Well, this one was a disaster, but let's take a look at it anyway. Okay. Okay. So, I guess in this one, I discarded. Okay, well, in the start of the first game, there was a cuckoo where I discarded a terminal when it was obviously yes, here it is. It was obviously a dangerous tile. Why was that? I can see two terminals, and the chances are this Nagger over here is going for Chantar or Junchan. So it was a suboptimal way to discard. Probably I bet that even this tile was more safe than this one. If I was going to press for Tenpai anyway. But I don't know. I was still going for Tenpai, and I wanted to win this hand because in this tournament, well, the first place gets Uma plus Oka, which is plus 45 points to whatever your first placement score is, which is a huge difference. So in this situation, I was, well, it is East 1, and I wanted to get an early head start to go ahead of everybody in the first game, and I failed. Yes. I got called for a Junchan Dora. Yes, well, 3900, not a big deal really, but still something that can make a difference. Okay, nothing really to see here. Okay, nothing to see here. Well, there definitely have been a few points in which you can see me discarding some isolated tiles before some tiles that you would consider useless in other circumstances. So what I discard here, in this situation, yes, I discard all the Jihai first, and yes, then I go something rather straightforward. But where is it? Where is it? Oh, okay. Let's take a look. Yes, so in this situation, I decide to discard 5 pin. Why? Well, first of all, this Hatsu is will probably be a safe tile in the mid to late game. So when somebody declares Richie and I have no tiles to discard, well, this will be something that I discard first. And second of all is that this Upin is isolated, by which I mean, well, we have 1-3. This is a proto set, so you need a 2 and it is a complete set. You have 6-8, you need 7. You need here you need 7 pin. This is a pair, This is a 4-5 situation. Well, this is a complete uncle. So you get the idea. Uh, I discard this because it does not really provide any additional value in terms of Shantan, and it does not provide any additional value in terms of safety. Um, and currently, this Hatsu is what is keeping my hand safe in term. Well, when somebody throws a Rishi. How did it end? Yes, I eventually discarded this one, and yes, this whole hand went to Rikoku. What do we have here? Here I win. Wait, am I? Yes, I'm still fourth in this game. This was just unfortunate. This was somewhat a risky discard, but first of all, I was a dealer, so anything. Well, my Rishi is worth 1.5 times anybody else's hand, so I get to take on more risk. Um, Also, I think I could hope for something. Yeah, well, right here you see some Shoku potential, because here you go 2-3-4. Here you already have 2-3-4, and here you might get 2-3-4 as well as in the Manzo suit. So I go for 2-3-4. Unfortunately, I have completed this set in a Yasume situation. So keep discarding something that sticks to this very same completed set. Because, well, I already know what I want to see in my final hand. I want to see this as a set, this as a pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 4 sets and a pair. And I don't really see how either these 3 or these 5 or these 7 fit into the narrative of my hand. Keep discarding. Okay, yes, so I don't win with this Richie, but I don't lose either, so nothing of value was lost. Okay, Nagar takes his legendary Richie Patsutsumo Tanki weight. It was such an S-pull. I was really set back by this development, because, well, he got a Tanki Patsutsumo, so not something you see every day. And I think it was not the only time he did such an S-pull in this game. Oh, that's an interesting one. So, yes. So I take a look at this hand. I think it is somewhat good. So I have a Sun Menchan in here, 3-6-9. I have 2 complete sequences in here. Here's my pair. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. And all I need is another sequence. I might get something like an Itsu in this situation. If I get a 9, it would be great. But as the game progresses, I get more and more Pinzu. Yes, and let's see how this develops. Okay, so this is a Dora. and bulk declares a pawn of Doras, or a Khan of Doras, Diamond Khan, and it is a really unnerving situation because you don't really see people declaring a Khan of terminal Doras unless they have something like a Honitsu or a pocket Hyokohai in their hand. They might be going at Otsuke, but mm, you should always play careful about that and consider they already have a Honitsu or a pocket Hyokohai in their hand. Uh, well, and now I see that, I realize that Bulk has a Honitsu in his hand, so I definitely cannot discard these tiles. And before that, my plan was, you know, probably I might need to sacrifice the 7-8, despite the sequence having a Dora. But I probably need to sacrifice that because I have 4 and 5 and 7-8 fighting, competing for the same 6 Pinzu. Probably I might also consider discarding 4-5, but definitely something from the Pinzu needs to go. But now I see that Bulky is going for Hornitsu, so I probably should keep all my Pinzu tiles in my hand and deny him of any other further calls. Uh, Nothing happens. Yes, Bulk calls 2 more sets, and he's definitely Tenpai now. So, what do I do? I'm going for Tanyao. Why? Well, because I can't really afford to discard anything from the Pinzu suit. So I will discard this pair to get my Tanyao, and they say that well, 2 pairs is okay, but 3 pairs is 1 pair too many or 1 pair too few. So I decide to go for Tanyao and start discarding these terminals. Bulk is the greatest danger at this table, so, and I know for sure that I do not risk anything while discarding Kuman against him. And the plan is that I might actually end up either Shanpon 4 and 5 or stay waiting for Ipin or Iso or four of bamboos. And luckily, my chances of ending up Fury 10 because I because I get 1 pin and cannot win with it, and I only need 4 pin, are relatively low because I see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 ESO, and only 1 4 sword discarded, 1 Su sword discarded. So my chances of drawing a 4 of bamboos is much higher than drawing a 1 of bamboos, and thus I may end up Tenpai and deny Bulk of his win. And it is actually rather significant that I deny him of his win this term, because, well, I see that I'm still the second place at this point of the game, but the point difference is really close, where everybody is really close to each other except for Niagara, who is way up ahead. So it is 1 high, 3 low situation, and I don't want to end up on the low end of the 2 high, 2 low situation. So if possible, I want to get my Tanyao and deny bulk of his possible Hanuman. So what we're looking at is this 4 Dora. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Honitsu, 5, 6. And possibly Toy Toy, which is 7, 8. So he might be getting 16 points, 16,000 points in this game, which I would really not like because, well, it is South 2 already, and I don't want to end up third or fourth. And at this point of the game, well, some serious shit happens. From this combination, it will be rather difficult to win with something that incorporates 2, 3, 4, because eventually if I call 2, 3, 4, or even if I get it somewhere with 2, 3, 4, I will need to discard uh, either either of these um, either of these Pinzu tiles, and all of them are dangerous. Higher Pinzu are not that dangerous, mostly due to me seeing that 6 pin are practically dead, and 9 pin are already dead, so there is not really much point in waiting for 7, 8 in his hand. So probably 8 pin is somewhat safe. I keep drawing these Pinzu tiles until I have none, and now I have all the Pinzu, and that's where these high Pinzu drought, high Pinzu death is coming into play, is that I decide to discard Epin. It's not really a smart move because, well, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 for Supin, and I can only see one Sunpin, but I see no Sunpin or Randpin in this discard point. And I have just said that higher pins are practically dead, so uh, if I assume that bulk is still and he's probably still going for Honitsu, he's he probably has something in the uh, low Pinzu region. So in this situation, it would have been a much better choice, I think, that to discard 8, to discard this tile. Although it is the Dora, and I do not see it in any pawns, but I know for sure that it cannot be a part of 7, 8, 9 or 6, 7, 8. Well, because I have the 6 and here are 3 6s. So this is relatively safe. Well, not really. There is also a tanky weight or something like that, yada yada. But still, this was much more dangerous because I do not see any Rampin or any Sunpin except for the one that I have in my hand. So, yeah, that's it. But I still decide to discard this, and it is a miracle that I was not called for a run in here. I ended up Tempai together with Bulk, and even got some points. I remained second place. Yes, at some point it went to shit. Okay. So let's skip this one. Oh, this, I think this was a dumb move from me, so let's skip back a few turns. So what am I doing here? I have this dealer turn, and I'm practically third place, but I want, and it is the last turn of the game, so I want to keep my dealer turn to get that tasty second and first games, but I don't really see how I can do that. Well, take a look at this. Yes, so you have a pair here, pair, or Kanchan in here, Penchan in here, Kanchan in here. So a lot of holes. Not not really nice sequences. And what I decided to do here is that I see that my discard pile is void of Pinzu. I have a significant amount of Pinzu, so theoretically I could make it one Anko. So one, two, three, four sets of Pinzu, and let's assume I get one more set of Pinzu down the road, and I have my Chinitsu, well, or maybe Honitsu. So what I do is I decide to bluff my Honitsu and hope that everybody thinks, well, oh shit, he's got his Honitsu and we probably need to fold, and then my task is to get to Tempai and eventually get one more chance as a dealer to snatch that second place, and hopefully if I don't know, stay the dealer for a few turns and Tron Nagger, I might even get first. So I decide to call every Pinzu set I can, and discard every non-Pinzu tile. Well, I can as well. So I get close to Tempai. Now I might actually get Tempai, but that is an Oyako. I have two tiles of different suit, and now let's take a look at Toyman. I discard. He enters Richie. I noticed that definitely. And now, what should I do? So, I see that he has a 4, and definitely I have quite a few safe tiles. So, I have these as quasi safe tiles. This is a definitely safe tile against the Nagger. And yeah, so I discard this Genbutsu against the Nagger this turn. Yes, and now I do a critical mistake. Previously, we have seen Nagger win with where is it? Take a look at this. So he won with a tanky weight. It was something that was not necessary at all. So this hand had a lot of room for improvement. So say you get a 7 at Chiso, and then you are waiting 1, 4, 7 so instead of just one tanky or something like that. Well, 3 for 5 is not that good because you have already discarded 3, 6, 7, so shaky. But this is a solid combination, so you can definitely damage it. He decides to reach that, and he goes on a totally unnecessary tanky weight. So in here, I must have considered that he could have also gone for another tanky weight in here. Well, first of all, he has second place. He can afford it. Just to, well, he can pick uh, any any weight and reach with it if he gets tempi, just to flex on us and make us stay away from the competition for the first place. So uh, this probably was a better discard, and this is something that I remember quite distinctly while playing this game, that I thought to myself, well, uh, at least I have 1, 2, 3, 4 safe tiles this game. And then I proceed to discard this one, although it is definitely not safe. I can see that it is at least not a Shonpai, but it could be a dangerous tile. And I have completely ignored that somebody else could be Tempai at this point. So, I think I fucked up in this exact situation, and it was not really necessary because as uh, I still had third place, and it is definitely not as bad as the fourth place. Because, well, I think it is something like the first place gets plus 45 to their actual score, and the second place gets what, plus, I think, plus 10, and something like -5, -15, but well, definitely it is not as bad to stay in the third place as to be the fourth place. So let me take a look at that. Let me take a look at that. What are the actual Uma and Oka? So I know for sure that we are playing with both Uma and Oka. So the one is first place reward, and the other one is just a general reward where the fourth place pays to the first place, and the third place pays to the second place on an agreed upon sum of money, or in our case, sum of jade. Okay, well, to cut a long story short, I was trying desperately to go into the positives, so one, two, the first or the second place, and I could not see that happening without me discussing the stone, and eventually ending up, well, it's quite a stretch that I will somehow survive this Richie and these two players for a whole row of these cards. So yeah, I probably should have folded and should have hoped that Dog Sport discards something into Nagar's hand, and yeah, I end up second for that. But no, I go for a greedy Tenpai strategy, and I get punished badly. I go straight from the comfy third place to a filthy fourth place, and basically Bulk, who had no hope at this point, he gets his free 20,000 points. Yeah, so I get -40 46, he gets minus 25, and well, he would have been at my place had he not discarded that taunt. So yes, I consider this game a disaster. Um, at the second game, I think I I was first of all much more lucky, and I think I was more collected. When I looked at this game, well, I thought that, well, yeah, you can notice that I changed for Mami in here, from Kirari to Mami. And when I saw this hyper, I thought, well, uh, Mami flow is real, so I have two tasks to complete right away. One task waiting to be completed, and it was overall a decent hand. And here you can see how my mans are growing into, yeah, you see, I used to have detached 3 and 7. I have 3, 5, 7, and that is a Rankan. Now I have 2, 3, 5, 7. That is a Ranman and Kanchan. Now I have a 4, and that is some really decent Itsu material. So yes, and we also have some Ipeco material in here and a complete set here. So overall, this situation is looking really good. So wait a second. Well, yes, I'm such an ass. I'm looking at the meme mode. Game. Okay, yes, so now you can see that I am a dealer, and I see that my Mami flow has manifested. I see a really good starting hand. It starts to get better. So I have one complete set, two complete set, Ranman, which is always good. This Kanchan just went to Ranman. Now I have completed this run, so practically every discard I do is advancing my hand 1/10. So at this point I decided, fuck Itsu, I'm gonna go for Pin for Tanao, because I have 1, 2 Renmen, and it would be a pity getting rid of one of them to go for Itsu. So I discard this one. Luckily, straight away I get something that I need, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turn Ruchi. So great, right? Not. I keep drawing and discarding shit, and eventually these snacks, absolute nagger, he called 2 sets against my dealer Richie, so he completely ignores my dealer Richie, which is, well, definitely it was not that bad. But the problem is that Snacks, somehow out of luck, ended up waiting in the same suit as I. So he would not need to discard either. Well, he would not discard. He would not need to discard either of the 7s, and he was waiting for a Chinitsu Aka, which is a Hanuman, completely ignoring my turn 6 Zilla Ricci, which was a decent hand of Ricci, Pinfu, Tanya, or no Sanshoko, unfortunately. But let's take a look what we have here. What do we have here? Well, we could have had one Dora, but still, it was a decent wait, and I have waited one complete and a half uh, rows of discard for nothing, just to discard into Snack's hand. Well, what a pity. Um, and at this point, I go absolutely as blasted because, well, I thought that Mummy Flow was real, that I was gonna go ahead as a dealer in East 1, but in the end I end up 13,000 points behind two other players and 25 points behind this absolute nagger. Uh, yes, in this one I apparently go for Tanao. Uh, yeah, he goes for another Ruchi Patsu Tsumo, and mind you that it is Ruchi Patsu Tsumo Nomi, so there is no Yaku here apart from Ruchi Patsu and Tsumo. So Snags does it once again. Who is he? Oh well, we can see him. Probably an adapt chat. Okay, what's going on here? Well, yes, that was a surprising turn of events. I probably just started going for safe tiles at this point. Might have had some hopes for Junchan, Chanta, or something like that. Yes, but eventually you can see that that I try to go for more safe tiles because I see this monstrosity of Chundora. Okay. Yeah. Was that actually something that makes sense? No, I think, yes, it is safe against this Chundora. Mincore? Now, what do I discard? Probably 8. Yes, I discard 8 because it is safe against everybody. It's in everybody's Fury 10. But yes, now I try to go not for Tempai, because if I was going for Tempai I would have probably discarded either these or these, but no, I see this monster Honitsu. Well, I don't see that apparently, but to me it looks like a Honitsu Chun Dora-san. Something that can end me with these few points in the second, in the following Kokus. So I try to choose survival and go for something that is in Rising Bob's for retain. Okay, so we see that that was the winning tile. East 4. Okay, I don't think there's... Well, yes, that was somewhat of a retarded move. I went for Kanchandora. But let me explain why I did that. So I go rich. Why do I go rich in here? Well, practically it is a desperate rich. I'm so low that nah, why not? If I get my Tsumodora, yeah, Tsumodora, Richie Pats Tsumodora Dora Taniao win, it might actually improve my situation. But at this point, I have yes, at least 16,000 points to the third place, and I cannot make it with some cheapo hands. So uh, I try to make my hand much more valuable with this Richie, because not only it gives me one hand, it gives me a chance of Uradoras, so I go for it, although it does not make sense. I know that nobody will discard a Dora at this situation, even if they can do that while staying Tempai. So yes, nothing happens. And eventually I just get my 1,000 back. Yes, so I with 1,000 deposit, I get 1,000 deposit back. What we have here? Okay, I guess nothing special. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at this game. So this situation is somewhat desperate. Yes. Well, not really desperate. It is still east. But I'm way below everybody. I need Hanamatsuno to get to, what is it? Second, yes. But I get this great situation. I have 456, 456, and at this point I can actually go for Richie, and I have reached Taneo Dora, but I wait in Shanpon for 3 and 6 months, and I think that it is a waste because I already have 456, 456, and 56 in the Manzu territory, which is Sanshoku, and that would bring my Reichi Pinfu. Well, let's just say Rich Tanao Dora, which is a 330 hand, I think. Oh well, 340. If I go with Champon, that will be 340 hand. Yes, which is what is it? 520. 5200, I think. No, let's go back. So yes, 5200. Yes, that should be 5200. And that brings me to Richi, Pinfu, Tanyao, Dora, Sanshoku, which is a Hanuman at 12,000. So feel the difference. 5,000 versus 20,000. And a nice Ranman. Where is it? Yes, so I go for I go for ramen in this situation. Yes, and I'm sorry, I was mistaken. I was looking at the wrong turn. So this is the point where I could have claimed my Richie, but decided to wait a bit to get the chance at Sanshoku Tenpai. Now I have my Sanshoku Tenpai. And I think I will get Ipatsu in here. No, not Ipatsu. Yeah. And now I have this Oika Kirichi, and Snax is getting at my nerves already because of his bullshit Hanuman and other shenanigans. But eventually I get my Yasume. Well, too bad, Yasume. And Takamo would be 4. But, well, who am I to deny Richie Pinfutsumo Dora win? Now. Yes, so I claim a win, and it is actually a Koku that turns the game around. Yes, I get my Hanuman thanks to one Uradora. And we get back to practically everybody even situation. Everybody is below 30,000 points. And, well, that is nice. What we have here? Yes, Richie Patsu Snax starts losing his points. This is the point where Bulk Wonder H starts going big. And at this point I see that, well, there is not really a Mangan plus distance between me and these two other players, but it is still a comfy distance. So not something like something under 1000 or under 2000 points between me and these two. So my greatest concern at this point is Bulk Van der Hooch, and I want to take him down to snatch that first place, because in the previous game I got the 4th place, so I need to somehow redeem myself and get the 1st place, and I'm still sure that the Uma and Oka for the 1st place makes it worth. If you go for the 1st and the 4th place in a row, you will eventually end up net positive if you just consider Uma and Oka. So I think it is something like plus 45 and minus 35 for the 4th place. So I really want to get the 1st place. The hand looks so. Oh god, what am I doing here? I think... Am I trying to bluff Honitsu yet again? Yes, I think I am trying to bluff my Honitsu in here. Yes. But apparently this doesn't work with Bulk. He still declares Reichi for Chitoi and wins. And this is the point where, well, in the meantime, my distance to the 3rd place gets even comfier, but my distance to the 1st place gets worse. Yes, I keep getting some... Yeah, so until this point, I see I have an Anko. This could be a Tatsu, yes, or I might even get an Anko, a Sananko in my hand. So I have basically one, two, three, four sets, four complete sets or proto sets, and I will eventually need to discard this and this if I need to. And at this point, I can remember that I was thinking that, well, where are all the pay? Who's got them? And just as I was planning to get rid of this because it is too dangerous to carry in mid game, well, the dangerous mid game starts and I can no longer discard this pay. And although at this point I have one, two, so I have basically a Ancient 10 Sananko. I decide to kill my one of my uncles because there is no way this hand can progress without discarding this pay, and I don't want to give it to either these two or bulk and thus increase his distance from me. So I just keep discarding my Iman uncle. Yes, and eventually Bulk just summons it and he increases his distance from me. At this point I realized that, well, that's a shit situation to be in. Because, well, Bulk at this point is way ahead. So Bulk has been winning for 3 turns straight. Here he wins a 2000 hand. Well, 1000 hand, but he has the rich stick, so here he wins more, and here he has a great big win. So he has been winning for 3 Kyokos straight, and after this, he's eventually way up ahead of me. And now I can only dream to end up first because, well, it is his dealer turn, the next dealer turn, and that's it. The game is over. So I might actually get to him if either of these two die directly or on Bulk for a Hanuman. Well, because I definitely can't Hanuman Ron Bulk with this hand. And then I overtake them. So if, say, Rising Bob Hanuman runs Bulk, Bulk goes to 34, he goes to 26. Rising Bob goes to 36 points, and then it is practically sumo mangan distance from me to the first place. Quite doable considering there are still two rounds left. So it was my plan of action. I was hoping it would come to fruition so bad, but eventually I don't remember how exactly this ended. Yes, I think I am getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And is anybody Richie? No, but yes. Can you spot the point where I start going for Chito? I think, well, 1, 2, early. 3. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I think this is the point I start going for Chitoi. Yes, I start going for Chitoi here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ranshanten, still Ranshanten, and here. Why don't I discard this? But I discard this. Yes, basically I just think it is much safer at this point, because I see Bulk has claimed 2 sets, and the last thing I want to do is to discard into his hand or anybody else's hand. So I go for something that is an immediate for return, or what is it called, instant immediate for return, for at least Rising Bob, because well, I although these uh, Paso is safe against bulk, it is not safe against Rising Bob, and it is if had I discarded this Paso right now, it would have been the same mistake as in the previous game where I discarded Dawn in the last game. So I should keep it, try to keep it safe, and discard something that is in an immediate for return. Yes, save, quasi save. Yes, now I go for 8. Yes, and I still. I think I will end up in first, in last place somehow. So yes, right here, Snacks makes a massive Aspel. So yes, I take a look at my hand. I see that Rising Bob is not that far above me. I have a pocket Haku pair, Adora. Things are looking bright for me. Call that Haku. And yes, this is where shit hits the fan. Snacks is the last person I want to call Richie, because, well, if these two call Richie, well, I can just play safe against them, and the chances are that in 3 times out of 4 the placement won't change. But when he calls Richie, he not only he's the dealer and the magnificent luck cheater, yes, as we see from the East round. Um, he will also stay the dealer this time around, and since he's the dealer, his hands are worth much more than anybody else's, and he has a high chance of overtaking me. So the one thing worse than him declaring Richie and winning is me discarding something into his hand. So yeah, I think I try to discard something safe. And yes, despite these being actually my pair, because, well, if you take a look at this, this is, well, let's say that is a 3-4-5 Manzu. That is a 3-4-5 as well, and this is a complete Tatsu. So I should probably discard these to push and eventually win, but no, I discard these because I'm very afraid of Snacks at this point. I discard the same safe tile once again. Was this actually safe? Somewhat. Was this safe? Well, not really, but considering I see 1, 2, 3 sevens at the discard pile and 2 9s, well, it is 1 out of 4 that there is only one possible Ranman that is waiting for one. There's only one tile left in the game that will give you the run that waits for these tiles. So I discard that. And not really, not that either this or this is safer against him. He has practically no no pins in his discard until he reaches, and I can assume that, well, say he had. In what situation do you discard one pin this late in the game and as a reach tile? Well, the chances are you had 1-3, and you got pin. You now have 3-4 runman, and you are waiting for 2-5. So I definitely cannot discard that, and if I want to end up tempai at the end of the game, I need to keep both of these tiles. So this sucks, and I definitely cannot discard either 2 or 5 pin. So yeah, take a look at that. He has, at this point, he has discarded 6 pin, raw pin. So this becomes a Suji, and it is probably safe for me to discard these 3 and end up tempai, because, well, at this point situation where I'm just 2,000 points below the second place, every 1,000 even tempai payment score matters. And this one is absolutely safe against this dude. Right now the worst things I could hope for happens. Snacks as a dealer wins, and I end up in the 4th place. A sizable amount of points below everybody else. And, well, yeah. And it is South 4th. So I take a look at this and I see what are my options. So in the last game I got my 4th place, and I lost my team 46,000 points, and if I get my 4th place again, I lose even more points. And even if I go for the 3rd place, I still lose points. So, I mean, lose even more points. So the only way to somehow mitigate this huge loss in the previous game is for me to aim for 2nd place. The 1st place is way out of reach, with bout being 20 plus 1,000 points way ahead of me, and I don't see a buy money in this hand, right? So what do I do? Well, the first thing I see is that, well, I have a Dora, I have a Tune, and I have 2 somewhat sequential sets in Manzu. Well, what could that be? That could be Tune Dora. Well, what is that? 2,000? Well, I could hope for this, and I could get my Sanko 3,900. Yes, well, it doesn't really work if I for me to get to the 2nd place if I run it from anybody else from Snacks, and I want to keep my options and be able to run from anybody. Yes. Well, actually, Sanku actually gets me with this payment. It on Sumo it actually also gets me to the second place. But still, there is no three Han in this hand. I can hope for this, but it is far fetched. So it is just 2,000 points. So this dude pays me 1,100. These pay me 500 each, and well, I get plus two, 230. This gets minus 1,000. The total difference is 3,300, and I need 4,500 to overtake him. And this is the last chance I got. And well, miraculously, I start getting these Manzo tiles. At this point, I'm sure that well, I'm at this point I might have considered keeping this close and I don't know getting something like a 6 pin raw pin in this and going for Richie Peiko Dora. Uh, this will probably need to be a pair and hope to get some auras, but anyway, at this point I know that well at least now you have two auras and now you have your Sanker, so you have one Dora, two Dora. This one gives you your Yaku. And yes, at this point, I think, well, why the hell not? Why not go for Honitsu at this point? Yeah, right? There is already one Hatsu discarded, so if anybody gets any other Hatsu, especially bulk, he's so far ahead that he doesn't really care. If he loses the points to me, he's still the first place, and well, he doesn't really care who gets the second or the third or the fourth or something like that. So if he gets this haiku, he will probably drop it, and I will win. So yeah, I go for Honitsu Dora Yakuhai, which is a Mangan. Yes. And who knows, well. Yeah, well, I think that is the last game. The last go round of the game. I see Snacks discard this tasty Hatsu and lose the game. Yes, it's not really the best option that I was hoping for. I might have wanted to get that 1, 2, 3 for Anitsu to get 5 Han, and well, what if somebody calls a Khan? Well, you definitely could. Yeah. So you definitely have seen some more retarded things than somebody calling me Khan in this situation. So if somebody calls me Khan and I have an Eitsu at this point, so that would make my Mangan into a Hanuman. Come on, go back. This would turn my Mangan hand into a Hanuman hand, and well, in this situation, if bulk is the one who discards into it, then I might actually snatch away the first place, because well, the difference is like 22,000 between the two of us, and if I run him for 12,000, so the difference will be actually increased by 24 between us. So that was the ideal case. Somebody calls a gun, gives me Doros, I get an Itsu, or I don't know, maybe Sunman is the Kandora indicator, and I get two of these, and then I can win. But it doesn't happen, and well, I will gladly take uh, the second place compared to being the fourth place or something like that. So yeah, I call the Tron, and I get +6 positive points in this situation. It is not even nearly enough to cover my loss from the previous game, which is minus 46. So in total, I have gained my team. I have gained my team minus 40,000 points. Yes. Yes, a total of minus 40,000 points, so not that great, to be fair. But that is much better. Well, let's say I ended up in Snax's places, so I get minus 46,000 points from the first game, and I get another minus 36 for a total of, well, minus 90,000 points. So at least some damage has been averted. I still feel ashamed for this game right here. Was too reckless, was going for the first place way too strong from the start, and I guess the greatest mahjong scene in this game for me was correctly recognizing a dangerous situation but failing to fold. So there are situations when you cannot really tell if the situation is dangerous or not, and you just play business as usual, and then somebody runs you, and you go, well, how could that be? What did I do wrong? So you have failed to recognize a dangerous situation, and consequently you have failed to protect against it. So, and there is a different kind of mistake where you correctly recognize a dangerous situation, but but you don't choose to act on it. You hope for that it will be alright, that you'll be lucky this one time, or something like that, and you push forward. And that is not something you should do, I think. But that this tourney setting is really messing with my brain, I think, or something like that. So well, it's been more than an hour of me ranting over here, and well, yes, if you have any comments on the way I think about making decisions in mahjong, or if you vehemently disagree with some things that I've said, or if you, I don't know, maybe you do agree with everything that I've said and say that, well, keep on though, and you you know mahjong pretty well, and you have a knack for this thing, and just keeping do it the way you do. Well, say that, and I think I will. It would be useful for everybody involved to know whether our decision making process agrees, or if it disagrees, whether you can argue efficiently what I should do wrong, or anybody else should do right. So yes, it's been rather an eventful day for me, but yeah, I've still found the time to record these for one extra time and comment on my games and reflect on them. Oh yes, well, see you soon, I guess. Bye.